Yo, what's good? Today I'm gonna talk about the importance of learning new things and integrating that into your life. You know, so recently, I've kind of been like studying like IT because I kind of want to get into that. Um, I have somebody online who's been like telling me this little website you go on and they teach you how to code and stuff like that. But coding, it does get kind of confusing. But I'm seeing the proliferation of like artificial intelligence and like certain people are telling me that that can help you code and things of that nature, and it's very interesting. And I started reading this little book on coding and stuff, and it's very interesting, like what the future is going to hold. But I want to encourage you guys, especially when you're young, to try to learn as much skills and assets and new things you can possibly learn. You may have that one dream and that one motivation or determination that you want to follow, but it may not always come through. So it's best to learn multiple things, and it can be things you're interested in, but it can be some things that that can potentially earn a lot of money too, so that's also good. And just learn about um different skill sets and different types of things that can help your future, and also educate your mind on history, philosophy, different types of like people who are interesting in the past. Like that's awesome. When you learn about history and you learn how certain dictators come to rise and certain countries rose, and then how wars happen and how the war was won and all that, and you see like the propaganda that they were pulling in those days, and then you see it now and it's like, wow. It's like putting a mirror, you know up to a river, or a mirror to your face. You can see exactly the lies, the propaganda, the deception. You see it all. And when you have like when you have all your bases covered, I think you become a more interesting person. That's what a lot of people say. They watch my videos because they say, like, I talk about things that are pretty interesting. But I mean, a lot of us do who make these type of videos. But study history, study the Alexander the Greats, study the Plato's, the Plutarchs, study people like that. Read their books. Read the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. And people wonder why. He's like, ABPV, how do you talk so well? And it's like, I don't necessarily look at it as talking well. I just look at it as just, that's how you're supposed to talk, with some sense, especially when you're explaining things. But the reason why I guess I have a myriad of words in my vocabulary is because I read a lot of books, a lot of interesting books that educated your mind. And you learn a lot of things. You learn about people, situations, circumstances. You learn about how to stay strong. You learn about different facets, about this life. And it's interesting. You see, when you're younger, you have an advantage. So all you guys in your 20s, I know it feels like it's over. People tell me, they're in the early 20s. They feel like they have no direction in life. They feel like they're like a ghost floating at Skinwalker Ranch, just directionless and aimless. But I'm telling you right now, with the proliferation of this artificial intelligence, I'm telling you guys, look into these IT programs, look into things like that, because I guarantee in another 20 years or something, that's going to be dominating everywhere. I was listening to 19 Keys, and he was talking about how AI is becoming so real, like you can't even discern, fact from fiction, no more with those advanced AI systems. Like you see those advanced videos, and it's like, wow, like you can just type in pretty much anything you want, and it can create those worlds. They're expensive though, like the top of the line AI is kind of expensive to buy those programs, but if you can get them, bro, you can actually make movie type of little cinematics. I think that's so awesome. Like, have you guys ever had dreams that were so vivid and so real and so interesting that you wish you could stay in the dream world? Well, now with AI, you can actually create those worlds. You can create your dreams that you had in your mind and share them with people. How cool is that? That's so freaking cool. They have the ability and the agility to change your like to not change, but to share your dreams, and then have people like understand it. Like, damn, so that's what you're thinking about. So you're thinking about in your dream, you see like a wormhole come out of nowhere, and like these starships come out of nowhere and start firing particle beams at the capital city. And you try to explain it to people. They think, okay, maybe it's Star Wars, but in your dream, the ships are shaped different. Maybe they're made out of some purple crystal material. Maybe there's some water-like people or some serpent-type people or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, man. But make sure that, you're always reading and always learning, man, and always trying to, upgrade your mind, because your mind is important. Like, you have to keep feeding your mind, guys. um And I know some people that are in school right now, and just make sure that you stay focused on something that can actually have economic stabilization and acceleration. You know, someone was telling me they took a what class was it? It was like those classes where you knit or something like that. It's like you put together these art pieces, like you knit like little cloths, and then you like take like these cardboard boxes and paint. It's one of those designer classes. It's not like a real like career. It's like just like take a class for fun. But this person thought that they can make it in it, and it sucks when I see brilliant artists that put their heart and soul into something and they fall flat. It really sucks to see that, because you always want artists who are good to make it. But if I'm being totally honest, like some of the artwork that I've seen from that person is, it's, it could use a little bit of improvement. I don't like shitting on nobody or shitting nobody's dreams or ambitions, but sometimes there's a reason why certain people never rise to the top, and other times there's circumstances outside of their control, but for the most part, I like artists. I like people that create and innovate. I like musicians. I like people that do that. And even when you're a musician, like all my producers that listen and stuff like that, people tell me like when you actually play with the real instrument instead of playing with the VST, there's like a certain feeling with that when you actually play the piano rather than just clicking it in through the piano roll on FL Studio, Ableton, or whatever digital audio workstation you utilize to make music. But if you just like learn how to play guitar a little bit, you don't have to be a pro. Learn a little bit of piano, learn a little bit of a saxophone or whatever. That helps expand your mind and expand your creativity. Then also you read, maybe do some exercising. Be interested in all types of things when you're young. Because when you get older, your body starts, messing up. Your mind starts messing up. And if your economic foundation is not solidified, that can mess up, everything. So I want you guys to always to be improving, reading, writing. If your social skills are not up there, try to elevate your social skills, and always remember to be a good person too. Don't spread hate, don't spread division, and just be a good person in your heart. Because why not? I remember Dave Pilates would always say this, man. It costs you nothing to be nice. It actually costs more effort to actually be bad, or but it costs you nothing to be nice. You see somebody on the street, and if they're polite, they say hello, hi, you say hello, hi back, stuff like that. I know it's not like a goody two shoes world. We live in it feels like a hell realm at times, a lot of people have said this, there's a lot of videos you can watch on YouTube that talk about this and discuss that. But make sure you guys are always trying to improve little by little, day by day, like every day I try to get some writing in, some raps in, and try to fire up some beats, you know what I mean? Like cook up some beats here and there, little melodies and stuff, and get better and better and better and better. I make these videos, even though, I'm in a turmoil, you know what I mean? But I still make these videos for you guys, for people that like me and want to hear my voice and want to, just support me and support my videos and stuff. I make these videos for you guys so you guys can watch and enjoy and stuff like that. So yeah, and sometimes I don't feel like making videos, but I might as well, and then I make these videos, and it's just a brick. Like if you're building a house, you lay it brick by brick by brick, and before you know it, you have a house, that's happened to my last channel, just made videos, and it's cool, I like making videos and stuff, and when I get more technology and more advanced, I'm probably going to go into like, kind of like the Rad Brad route in a way, if y'all watch the Rad Brad with the gaming content and the gaming walkthroughs, like I always wanted to do that when I was younger too, but I don't know, like I just like record little pieces of video games and put them out there and not really think twice about it. But now I want to actually because I don't know, man, I just feel like, why not? I think everybody should have a YouTube channel and express themselves. Everybody should be writing, everybody should be making music, everybody should be creating. That's what I feel like. So keep your head up out there, guys, and you guys are soldiers, and keep on soldiering on. Peace. Much love.